morning, Courtney. My name is Christopher Wallace, like Biggie, but no relation, with
I
the
was
Hype magazine.
Great name, sir. Great name. Class.
Thank you. My first question is, how difficult was it to keep the age appropriate material in finding like or remembering all the little nuances that make the show actually the show, like the
If you're,
wardrobe and stuff like
if
that?
you're talking about just in terms of the 90s and accuracy, well, there's a number of us who are older than you, my friend, and might remember a few things specifically. And then there are a lot of people who have done incredible research. Our costume designer, Frank Fleming, we have great prop masters, great people who have really done this research and know. And like I said, there's a few of us, especially Sasha and 50 and myself, to a little bit lesser of an extent because I'm 44. So I lived through it. I was in high school and college during this time period, but not in Jamaica. But there's a lot of us who remember it. So let's just say that.
Miss Kemp, being the creator of Power and one of the main writers in on the show, how important is it for you to, or how do you think that you best serve the Power series by introducing and writing characters that are underserved or undervalued in our community?
It's actually a really good question, which is how do I serve people? I think this year, one of the things that happened, and this isn't as specific to Raising Kanan, but I think it is actually, one of the things that happened was we got some really interesting feedback from some of the Power fans about the Drew character in Ghost, about the fact that he was gay. People were like, well, why did you do that? And it's like, well, because this is a show about young people and there are people in college. You're going to have nobody be gay. That's crazy. And would seem also purposeful, literally like I'm leaving out people. So in telling Jukebox's story, we get this opportunity to actually see a young woman go through what happens when you are queer. And it's 1990. It's not now. We're talking so long ago. And I remember, to the extent that I can remember, what was happening at that time in our culture. And, Black culture has this very specific way of looking at the queer community. So I think this is really important. It's just an important thing to really address. I think that for me is one of the things that is important about representation. That I do to the best of my ability. Nobody's perfect, but we do the best that we can to show differences within our own community.
Hey, what's going
So
on, Mr. Curtis?
you
Christopher
feeling good? How you
Wallace.
feeling, man?
Ah, man, I'm good. Beautiful day in California. I'm
Yes,
with the hype.
sir.
I'm with the Hype magazine. Um,
Right.
how is it taking in direction from Mr. Curtis Jackson as a director?
Honestly, man, I haven't gotten to work with him as a director yet. I will say, watching he has gotten to watch certain scenes, and he's pulled me aside or whatever, and he'll tell me, I guess an anecdote or something that happened similar to him when he was younger, and it'll definitely inform, the choices you make in the scene as an actor, a little more essentially as if he was directing you. But I haven't gotten to work with him as a director yet. I can't wait for that. Hopefully, I get to. That'd be cool.
What
That
do you,
would be dope.
what do you tell you? Like, yeah, man, I wouldn't do it like that.
Nah, it wasn't even that, man. He literally rolled up in the middle of a scene one day and damn near stopped production and just was like, it wasn't even on some like, like disapproval type thing. It just was really, 50 always, one thing about 50 is he always will have stories and game for you type thing, especially if something reminds him of it. And I guess, that one scene was just, he basically ran down the whole situation and how, they would just basically his whole process and how this whole process worked and how they blended the two and tried to make it the most authentic on set as possible, I guess.
All right, thank you.
You know,
Now, Makai, how do you feel about the matriarchal influence over Kanan's life, from his mother to the school principal and like these other women that he come in contact with?
ooh, how do I? That's a real good question right there. I mean, honestly though, you know, Rock is his world, and the matriarchal role she played. It's not just for Kanan. She is mommy to Uncle Lulu. She's mommy to Marvin, basically. She's the Rock. She's the center of a lot of what happens in this universe, in this series, and that plays a big part on a lot of them. Their loyalty is to her strictly for that. Not even strictly for that, but because she's played such a prominent role in their upbringing and a lot of just decisions they make in everyday life. There's this almost a blind loyalty to a point with him. I mean, again, that's your mother is the first woman you fall in love with. So
Right.
you're willing to do anything for that person. And that's the story we're telling, is a son's love for his mother, mother's love for her son, and what they're willing to do for each other, which in this case is anything.
Righteous. Peace, God. Thank you.
Love, man.
Hey, Mekai, what was some of the most interesting or surprising things from Kanan's backstory that I guess you didn't really expect once you got the role?
Once I got there, actually, at first, I had thought that Jukebox was Kanan's mother. I had immediately assumed that there was some sort of you know eldership there from her, and that he clearly respected her and feared her enough in that way. But once I found out that she was his cousin, that's when I was like, what? Huh? Whoa! His mom's a thing, and it was like, well, if he's like this, what is his mother like? That's when I really got excited. It was like, once I found out what the show was really going to be, it made me excited to see all of the other pieces that turned him into this, and how they moved and what turned them into that, and all of it's like a big spider web. It's exciting regardless.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.